Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, creepy people.
Hopefully you guys like that.
I think they will.
I hope so.
I think they'll like it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes.
You know when he calls crate paper creepy paper?
I love
Creepy
that.
paper. That's what I think about
Paper.
every single time I call them creepy people.
Oh, you guys. I feel so close to you right now.
I know. Anyway,
Yay.
this is PNW, Haunts and Homicides. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And hopefully, I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, I was going to say, before we get down to some tarot business, because I'm like, I have the deck out and ready.
Let's start the tarot cards.
I don't think so.
Yeah, let's do it.
No. You have a creepy story, my friend.
You mean an embarrassing story?
You guys, this is real good. Stay tuned.
Do
it's
I
about
have
to
to?
get real.
Okay.
You don't have to, but it's
I
a
will.
good lead
I
into
will.
your story of creepiness.
So, I was doing some research about a case that I thought would be like pretty interesting, but there wasn't a ton of info about like the hauntings that were happening at this place. And so I was digging and I found this Facebook page, and the guy who ran the Facebook page for this certain place, I'm not going to say what it is just in case maybe I want to do it later.
Secrets.
Yes, a secret. So I found the Facebook page, and the guy was like, you know, this place is closed now, so we're shutting the Facebook page down. But like, if you need any stories from this location, I have plenty. So email me. Like, here's my Twitter, here's my Facebook, but email me if you need any stories.
Love it.
So I was like, cool, I'm totally going to email this guy. So I do. I email him, and I'm like, hey, just, want stories from this place to read on our podcast. And then I go, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go check out his Twitter, like, in case he posted any stories.
Yeah.
So I go to his Twitter, and the first post on his Twitter was that he had passed away.
Oh, my God. Cassie emailed a dead guy.
I emailed a dead guy for ghost stories, you guys.
I just want him to respond.
I know.
From the beyond.
From the beyond.
To tell you ghost stories.
Me too. I'm just waiting
He's like,
on that email.
Actually, I'm a ghost right now, but I have some ghost stories from when I was alive
That
also.
would be amazing. Like, come on. So if I do hear back from him from the beyond, I'll let you guys know.
Oh, yeah. We'll report back.
So that was my embarrassing story.
Wasn't that embarrassing? How are you supposed to know he was, in the great
Deceased.
beyond?
Diseased.
Oh, no.
From Beetlejuice. The handbook for the recently diseased.
I love it.
Speaking of Beetlejuice, did you see my sock?
I did.
Never trust the living. My favorite.
Meanwhile, I'm just over here in like black and like dark purple, basically black.
It's fitting.
Yeah. Just feeling spooky, but not really not feeling it super loud like.
I always am.
Oh
Man,
my gosh.
another card popped out. Cards keep popping
gosh.
out of this tarot deck.
Yeah, so it's, it seemed like the first time when it happened that it was like, ooh, we gotta see what that card means. But now I'm just reminded that I'm a real clumsy bitch. So I don't know if that means anything, but.
Ghosts were just pulling cards out of your hands, right? That's a good excuse.
Are you thinking about the case?
Okay, let me get in.
Can I say my chant? Because I don't know anything about the case.
Yep.
Idaho, Idaho. I know where the case takes place. That's all the information I have.
Okay.
I'm handling the cards, playing with that deck.
Play with the deck. Okay, I'm channeling. I think we're good. I got
All right.
the energy.
I'm going to shuffle it up for you. That was a mediocre shuffle, I would say. But I'm going to let you cut it.
I'm cutting it.
Cut it real good. Okay,
That
that on top?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And do you want to draw or do you want me to shuffle one more time?
Let me draw.
Okay.
I'm feeling it.
She feels it. Ooh. Okay, Page of Swords. It's right side up. Let's see what we have in our little mini baby book.
Mini baby book.
I love that we have 2 books so that if we don't feel like we get enough information from the... Because some of these are really short interpretations.
I feel like they're both, like, kind of different, too.
Yeah, they can be. I feel like the bigger book gives you a little bit more interpretation. So, okay. So let's see if this sheds any light on the case.
Okay.
A lithe, active figure holds a sword upright in both hands while in the act of swift walking. So that's literally just the description of like the picture on the card.
Oh, okay.
So the divinatory meanings: authority, overseeing, secret service, vigilance, spying, examinations, and the qualities thereto belonging. Okay. So let's see what the big book says. Because I feel like I'm not getting a vibe from you that one, like, super hit home yet.
I'm not sure. That meaning was kind of vague.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like until you actually read the case, sometimes it doesn't really hit.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
what did that mean? Like, it doesn't always make sense.
Oh, spying.
Spying. Oh, something hit home?
Huh.
Something is... Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Okay.
Let's hear this one.
Okay, so this one says, in the upright position, it's curiosity, intelligence, perception, diplomacy, and truth. Taking on new studies or training, an apprenticeship or other hands-on learning situation. A person who is inquisitive, determined, logical, self-assertive, and or honest, as well as impulsive. Learning to be diplomatic when speaking the truth. A message that's difficult to hear. The need to accept difficult truths in order to move on. Vigilance and discretion with respect to a potential gossip. Or people with contrary or insincere motives.
That's extremely interesting.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this case now.
And you're not going to hear it till the end, so.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, at least now I know what I'm looking for. What?
That's super cool.
I love it when they're right on. I feel like that's happened for us so far.
Very strange. I feel like you're probably a witch.
Definitely a witch. Don't at me.
Not the swamp witch.
Ew. The bell witch.
Oh, God. That's terrifying.
I'm so excited. Get
Are
into
you
your
ready?
case, my love.
Are you ready? We're doing Idaho State University in Pocatello, Idaho.
What?
Yeah.
It's a haunted college?
It's a haunted college, y'all.
Shut the fuck up.
It's so cool. And there is like...
My college is so stupid compared to that.
This is so cool too because most of this information I got from their college website.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Isn't
God.
that cool?
That's wicked cool.
And they have a really beautiful website. Like the way it's set up, I'll have to show you after this because it's really pretty. It's gorgeous. They have spooky pictures. It's a cool website. So if you guys...
I love this.
We'll link the website if you want to go check it out. It's pretty interesting. And they also have like a nice map that like pinpoints where the different buildings are.
Get out of here.
And
I
we're
love
going
that.
to be talking about several different buildings here. I have like eight different buildings that we're going to talk about.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be so cool.
I love that.
I'm super excited. So we're going to start with some of the buildings that have like less reports. I'm going to start with those and then we're going to...
The boring ones.
The boring ones. No, they're still pretty interesting, but then we're going to gradually like get into there's 2 buildings here that have a ton of stories.
I'm so glad I have exciting plans after this with someone who will keep me company and talk me down off the ledge.
So you're not alone.
Yeah.
So also, I'm not going to be starting with any history lessons this time.
What?
I know you're like super bummed, but you know me, I got to slip it in somewhere. That's what she said.
I'm shocked.
So you'll get it at the end, but I'm not going to start with any.
Okay.
Because there's just too much. There's a ton
Do
a ton of history and it was just too much. But the end history is going to like...
Okay, so it's important at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna slip it in at the end.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay. And of course, I'm going to start with this building that I didn't look up how to pronounce. I think it's Albion. Albion?
Yeah, that looks like Albion to me. Albion Hall?
Albion Hall. There's a very long hallway in this building, and people see a figure at the end of it.
Of course they do, because long hallways are creepy.
Long ass hallway.
They're always haunted, you guys.
And that's the only report in this building. Just creepy shit at the end of a very long hallway.
Wah, wah.
And then the next building is the Dental Hygiene Sciences building.
Shut up. That's where I would have hung out, probably.
And I guess there is an older lady there. They call her Francine. I'm not 100% sure. I think they just named her Francine. I don't know if that's her real name. She's like the Myrtle
girl in the Harry Potter movies.
Moaning Myrtle.
Moaning Myrtle.
So her name is Francine, and she likes to play with the equipment. She likes to turn on and off the switches. She likes to knock things off trays.
Maybe she's a really old ghost, so she finds like all of the equipment really interesting.
She's like, what is all of this thing?
Funky Francine.
Yeah, doodads and things I want to knock around. So people see her there, or actually I don't know if they see her or if they just... How do they know that she's moved
stuff?
Yeah. I guess maybe people just go in with like a sense.
They just are like, she's a dental hygienist ghost. Yeah, that's a woman.
Definitely a woman. But they said that she's older. So, I mean, maybe people had to have seen
Maybe she was someone
her.
that like went to school there like a bajillion years ago.
Maybe.
And she passed, but she was like, college was the best years of my life, man.
It's all downhill from there.
I don't know why she sounded like a surfer.
I don't either.
But
that doesn't seem Francine-like at all.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Francine at all.
Franny. Anyway, so that's the only thing there is people, I guess see her. She plays with equipment. And then the next building is the admin building.
You can't even go and drop off your paperwork without being harangued by ghosts?
No, there's ghosties everywhere.
My God.
They gonna get you.
How are you supposed to get an education in this facility?
So, at night, the janitorial staff hear weird sounds coming from the basement.
What weird sounds?
I don't know. Just weird. It was described as weird sounds coming from the basement.
They're like, I'm a weird guy, and that was a weird sound.
I don't know if they hear like moaning or grunting. I don't know.
I don't like that.
But they hear that along with like doors closing and things. And then outside of one of the bathrooms, people see an old man and they get a whiff of tobacco from him.
Is it wacky tobacco?
Not wacky tobacco, just regular tobacco.
Okay, well, that checks out. Okay.
So, he's just chilling by the bathroom smoking cigars.
Weird.
Yeah. Like maybe
go
that
outside. Secondhand smoke, bro.
That's the only things in that building. Like I said, we're starting off light.
Yeah, that's haunting light.
And then we're going to move on to the Business and Tech Center. And there people hear doors open and close, footsteps. One night an officer on patrol was hearing his name being called.
No. Yeah. How does it know his name?
I don't know. So
I don't like that.
He thought maybe it was one of his, colleagues on duty. So he called the other officer on duty and was like, hey, like, are you calling my name around this building? And the officer was like, no, I'm on the other side of campus. Yeah.
Oh. Gosh.
Super spooky.
Well, it probably hears them talking to each other on like walkie-talkies or like on the phone or whatever. Ooh, it's a sneaky ghost.
Yeah. And that's the only report I found from that building, but I was like, dang, there has to be more, right?
Oh, there's gotta be. Yeah.
Because if it knows your name, it's gonna be saying other people's names too. So
maybe saying other weird stuff too. Doing all kinds of mischievous things.
Yeah. So that's super creepy. The next building we have is the Roy F. Christensen building. And then people see a ghost there, or I guess they named him too. His name's Frank.
Frank and
Frank.
Francine.
Yeah, right?
Guys, be more
There's
basic.
a theme here. So people kind of see him out of their peripheral, and then they turn to look and nobody's there. And that's a frequent thing. Like, a lot of people say they just
that
see
freaks me out.
things moving out of the corner of their eye, and no one will be there.
That happens to me a lot. I feel like I'm just being followed by weird spirits and energy.
Yeah, like I said, you seem pretty open, so
I would like to be closed.
Think
This shop is no longer open for business.
We gotta figure out how to close you.
Yeah. Seal that up. Oh, lock it down tight.
Yeah. And then I guess there is a kitchen there in this building. I don't know if it's like the cafeteria building, but there is a kitchen in it. And ladles and even knives will fall off the walls.
No, that's dangerous. Bad ghosty.
Yeah, knives. Like, so.
I mean, did they go flying or did they just fall?
It says
That's
they
what's
just
weird.
fall off. But the weird thing is that the floor is concrete. So, like, if you're walking around the concrete floor, it's not like jiggling things like a normal floor might.
Ooh.
Yeah. So nothing's just like accidentally falling off the wall. Like, things are purposely coming up and off the wall.
I don't care for that.
Yeah. Super creepy, especially knives. Like,
no, thank you,
No.
please.
And then people will hear like running footsteps and doors slamming. So to me, with like the slamming, the running, the knives, like
They're running.
it doesn't
They're
seem
running.
like
Obsessed with fitness, even in the afterlife.
like, I don't know, they're running away or running to you.
Oh.
But he doesn't seem like a very happy ghost, this Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank.
It's
kind of franked
Frank.
up what he's doing.
Unless Frank is like the nice ghost and he's running away from the evil entity who's knocking knives off the wall.
What? So Frank the ghost is being haunted by another ghost?
Maybe.
This is layers deep. It's a real onion situation.
This is just me coming up with crap. I have no evidence, but I like to, explore every possibility.
Yeah. No, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. That's the fun part with the paranormal ones. You can kind of like just come up with things and like, maybe that's it.
This is a situation where I like to throw out one of my favorite phrases, which is postable.
Postable.
It's postable. Because my dad jokes are world famous. It's not possible. It is postable.
Postable sounds really good, right?
I know. I think we're maybe just hungry.
Can I get a postable? Not like we didn't just eat like artichoke dip or anything.
Oh, it's the best though.
So good.
Yeah. We're trying to be really good. So we've been eating a lot of fresh fruit as our snacks when we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
It's working really well. We've probably lost like a quarter of an ounce.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Between the two of us.
Yeah. The weight loss situation is really on point.
It's overrated. So the next building we have is the Gale Life Science Building. And I just have one word for you. Don't peek.
Ah, she's trying to hide her notes from me, you guys.
I have one word for you. Cadavers.
I knew it was going to be a spooky word, but cadavers just freak me
Don't
out.
you love that word, cadaver?
Cadaver.
I think it's a beautiful word.
Sounds so macabre.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Which I really like the word macabre.
Mm-hmm. I can't say that word.
Macabre. She's looking at me. She's just like, she's shaking her head. Like, nope.
Because the spelling, like I see the spelling in my head.
Oh.
So I want to say it weird and it just doesn't
I have
happen.
to not picture it. Because I oftentimes, when I'm thinking about how to say a word, I picture how it's spelled too. I have to erase the blackboard in my mind and just say it.
Macabre.
That's
how you say it?
Macabre.
Oh my god, I did it. I usually say like macabre.
Macabre.
Anyway, enough of my
Here we go.
difficulties with saying words.
Mouth words are hard.
So obviously with the science building, they're going to have like tons of well, I'm not going to say bodies. They're cadavers brought through there for students to learn on. And the students here, they don't like to be alone in the building. They like travel everywhere in groups because they don't want to be alone.
Because it's very creepy.
Super creepy.
Safety in numbers, buddy system.
And they say one of the cadavers that was brought through was cursed, and the cursed spirit still remains in the building.
What?
Yeah. So I guess people just feel that, like they, like kind of like you, that they're more open, so they just feel like
they just sense the energy.
Yeah.
I feel like any place where there's been that many, like, bodies, like people that have passed on.
I don't think bodies is. Do you think bodies is disrespectful because it's a body?
I don't think so. No, I mean it is still. I'm talking about it in the sense of just the physicality of it being a body. I just think that anytime there's been that many physical bodies that are no longer with us, that have been in a space like that,
and you don't know,
I feel like it just has to hold on to a certain amount of that energy.
Yeah, and you never know, like, what spirits are still attached to their bodies, what's coming through there. Like,
I don't like it.
No idea.
That is not where I would hang out. I would be like trying to take classes exclusively on the other side of campus.
We'll wait till you
I'd
hear
be
these
like,
next time.
Not taking a science class.
Yeah, I think I would want to go in there.
Of course
For
you
sure.
would.
I want to check
and
it
I would
out.
be like, okay, see you later. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't think you want to go anywhere on this campus, to be
Probably
honest
not.
with you, because this is like a ton of
I know.
stuff.
After literally going out to Dick Road and feeling like how I felt out there, I feel that this would have a very strong impact on
We're gonna have issues like going on field trips, I think, in the future.
I
Trying
hope
to get
not.
you
It's
out.
kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. It was a little bit. It was intense.
Yeah.
But like camping.
Camping?
Intense.
Dude, camping is now, like, listening to these podcasts, I don't ever want to go camping ever again.
I love camping. I'm going to be the probably first true crime podcaster to be like, yeah, go outside, camp, hike. Because everybody's like, don't ever hike. Don't ever camp. Don't ever leave your home. And I'm like, but I live in the Pacific Northwest. We go outside.
You know what Morbid says. Fresh air is for dead people.
I have the sweatshirt. I know what they say. Fresh air is for dead people. Don't leave your windows open,
No.
but, you know.
Shout out to Morbid. We
Yeah.
love Morbid.
We love them.
Go listen to them.
Ash and Elena.
They're amazing.
This is our 2-bar ballad to you.
This is our love fest.
We'll
to
probably
Morbid.
end up cutting this out.
I don't think so.
No?
I think we should leave it in.
Okay.
Free advertising.
Yeah.
Do you want to sponsor us, Morbid?
I don't think other podcasts usually sponsor podcasts, but
We'll do an insanely amazing commercial for you. So now these next two buildings, these are gonna have the most going on here. So let's
dear.
get our creep on.
Creep on.
So the first building I want to talk about is Frasier Hall. And I have
Frasier
Hall. And I have a little bit of history for you on this one. It was built
Okay.
in 1924 and is the oldest building still standing on campus.
That's like almost 100 years old.
It's freaking
It's
old.
a pretty old campus.
Yes. It's a very old
For
campus.
the Pacific Northwest. I know colleges on the East Coast are hella old.
Yeah.
They're like, we wrote the Declaration of Independence. Just kidding,
We're all
guys.
old and shit.
Just kidding, guys. I know that's not how that went down, okay?
That's exactly word for word how it happened.
I'm just being silly. I know that's not how that works.
Do you ever think of like how people talked back then, and like we always think that they're so fancy and like eloquent? Do you think they really actually just talked like us?
No, they definitely talked fancier. I mean, maybe in private homes they weren't as formal, but definitely there's a level of formality, especially in like English society.
They were a
Even
lot more
now?
respectful for sure.
It's just different. It's very different.
They would have a hard time coming back to this time.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
They'd be like, what doth the lady say about playing with the deck?
Fucking play with the deck.
Oh, I
They
love
wouldn't
us.
even know what to do.
Yeah. They're like, the deck of cards. It does seem to be a double entendre. We're just like slowly losing our shit.
Okay, deep breath. So, what I say, this is one of the oldest buildings on campus. There was a lot of old buildings that were knocked down, sadly, but there's a couple like really old ones that remain. So at least they kept a couple.
Yeah.
This one has a 786 seat auditorium.
That's
Why
huge.
did I say it like
Because you're trying
Auditorium.
to be fancy now.
auditorium, like a normal ass
You're
human.
trying to write a Declaration of Independence or something.
Is that big? Because I was like, I don't know how big that is, a 786 seat.
That's a pretty good size.
It looks, when you see pictures of the building, like it looks pretty big.
I think the auditorium at our high school was probably about that.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a normal.
So it's, although our
standard.
auditorium was fairly large for a
Was
high
it?
school. Yeah. For a college that, I don't know, maybe that would be small nowadays.
Who knows? Anyway, if you guys know, it was
Give it a
786 seats. Very specific amount of seats.
I want it to be an odd number, so you can be like,
I know,
who's
right?
the weirdo that's
Yeah.
like off in
Who's
a seat on
alone?
it? Yeah.
Maybe a ghost.
Yeah.
Along with that, it has a smaller black box theater in it on the second floor and some classrooms. So it's not like just a building with a theater in it. There's a bunch of other things in it.
Wicked.
And I'll talk more about that little black box theater in a minute.
No. Oh,
We
it's
got
super
some
haunted, isn't
Spooky.
it?
We got some spooky things happening, but I'm going to talk about the auditorium first.
Okay.
So spirits here seem to be people who just enjoyed the being at the theater in their life. There's figures seen in the auditorium seats. There's disembodied fingers that like to tickle the piano keys.
What? Ew, like Cousin It?
No. Like disembodied fingers means you can't see them. I just mean like
Oh.
they're just ghost fingers.
Ghost fingers.
I'm sure there's a body attached. I just
Okay. No, I'm literally
You're
just
just thinking
picturing
a
the
hand.
Adams Family hand. Like, oh.
what's he called? Thing.
Thing. Oh, wait,
Thing.
that's not Cousin It.
Cousin It
was
has all the
thing-
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I actually have a thing, like a 3D printed hand, sitting on my desk. You're gonna love my office when you come. I got a lot of spooky shit in there.
Oh my goodness. Am I gonna feel a lot of things?
I don't think I'll feel
Is it
anything.
haunted?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my house is not haunted. Although I was convinced for like a month that someone was living in the attic. Like I thought it was a legit
That's
human.
way worse.
I didn't think it was a ghost up there. Like I thought it was a human living in the attic because I listened to podcasts about like there was a guy
you
living
hear.
in someone's attic who
Mhm.
came down and fucking like murdered them.
Yeah. Not cool, guys.
So
Not cool.
It's probably just like critters and birds and bats because I do have bats, but
I don't care for that either. I'm gonna be honest.
oh, I love bats. My bats are so
They
sweet.
scare me.
Oh, they talk to me.
They're
in the
really
summer.
cute when you see like pictures of them, but I feel like I don't know. It would scare me in person.
Oh, I love them.
They're so cute.
They're so cute and fuzzy.
They're so cute. You just stay over
They're
there
sky
and I'll be over
puppies.
here. Sky puppies. Love it.
Anyway,
Love it.
we got a little off track there.
Yeah,
What were we talking
We
about?
tend to do
Oh,
that.
the disembodied fingers that like to tickle the
Yeah.
piano keys. I was feeling like very expressive when I wrote that, apparently.
Yeah, no, I like it.
So the piano plays by itself.
You're like, and it's not a player piano to
No,
answer all of
it is
you
not.
skeptical Susans.
It is not. One of the ghosts there they call Alex, and they say that he is a professor's son who like went to work with her all the time, and he loved going to work with her.
Aw.
I'm assuming he passed as a child. I'm not exactly sure, but it says that he like runs around, like plays with doors and stuff. So
Oh.
I'm assuming
Weird.
since he's like running around little pitter patter of little kid feet playing with doors, like it seemed like a child to me.
Yeah. It could be a really weird adult son.
It could be a really weird adult.
It really could be.
But we're just going to go with child because it just makes me feel more comfortable.
Yeah. Well, we've already discussed that ghost children
kind of
are the creepiest of all, but I feel like adult
running
man
around
pretending to be a ghost child, that might take the cake, actually. Yeah, that's pretty creepy too.
Well,
continue.
Yeah. We're not going to think about that.
Yeah.
So,
Nope.
Another ghostie is believed to be a former volunteer usher, and his name is Fritz.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
All F names, except for that Alex guy. He's the odd man out.
Fritz, Frank, Francine.
Yeah.
Huh.
Cute.
Interesting. So, a student actually saw him one night when she was in the theater alone. She went back to like get her purse or something. She wasn't just like chilling in the theater by herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, cause that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, a little weird. So she was in there and she saw him, and she said something to him like, "Oh, hey, just, grabbing my purse or whatever." And he turned and ran like he was startled.
Oh.
And she was like, "Why is this guy like running? Like, what did I do? Do I
What did
smell like
something I said?
I'm sorry." And then he just disappeared into the he didn't go into the door, but he disappeared right before
He just
the door.
vaporized.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah. And she was like, what the fuck just happened?
I have some follow-up questions.
Yeah. And she could hear his keys jingling, like, as he was running away. And then, like, no door. You would hear the sound of the door open and close. If it was a person. Because those, auditorium doors, like.
a person.
Yeah, it was not. It was a damn old ghost. So.
Oh my god. You are just like bound and determined to make me pee my pants laughing today.
I try. I try to like scare you, but also make you laugh.
I like it. It strikes a good balance for me, to be honest.
So let me find my place here. Oh yeah, so he disappeared into the door. She didn't hear anything. And then this story was actually from a book that I found called Ghosts of Pocatello by John Bryan. And I'll link that for you too. I was reading articles and there was one where they actually interviewed John Bryan. And he is a ghost hunter. And he did
like professionally.
Yeah, like a professional ghost hunter,
Whoa.
I think he started his own group. I looked it up. I guess they're not together anymore.
Oh.
I don't know. He might be part of another.
Who yokoed that?
Yeah, I know, right? There was another site up there that said that they had moved to a different name and something, but their site wasn't up and running yet. There was no info on it, unfortunately. So, but anyway, he did an investigation there, and he actually saw a man there, a janitor-looking man with keys, jingling keys. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So him and his partner that night saw him up on the balcony, and they were the only ones there. The door had been locked behind them, so like no one could get in. And then again, you would hear the auditorium doors open if anyone was in there. So it was just them and Fritz.
So weird.
And he didn't know that it was Fritz at the time.
Right.
After
he's like, who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy with the keys? Well, after he talked to this woman who was Fritz's wife, and she said that Mr. Fritz always had those dang keys on him.
Oh,
and he just
fresh.
loved ushering at the theater, and yeah, so he went back, and that's
so
where he
sweet.
is.
Why do we have so many ghosts that are like, their work ethic in the afterlife is
That's
just
exactly
real intense.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like, dude, it's okay. Like, you can retire now.
Yeah, it's fine. Go be at peace, but I guess they just love it.
Aww.
I don't know. When I die,
That's
do you
his
think
happy
I'll be trying to
place.
podcast?
Probably. I would totally podcast from the grave.
From the beyond.
I feel like it's really on brand for us.
I think so too. Let's do it. If we die, just, keep looking for episodes.
Yeah.
So the story in the book of the girl finding Fritz in the theater, I'm assuming that after he saw him and learned who he was, he went out to like seek other people with stories and then found the girl with the other story. Because he wrote a whole book on different spots in Pocatello that are haunted. So he went out like looking for people's ghost stories, basically.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool that they ended up having like this, seeing the same ghost. Like
Definitely.
it kind of like legitimizes
Legitimize,
not legitify.
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 That's our new word.
Legitify.
We're gonna have some t-shirts made. Legitify.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
And then I do have, believe it or not, the rest of this page is from Frasier Hall. I still have a lot more
Get out of
Frasier
here.
Hall to go. We're not done yet.
Oh my goodness.
So in the middle of the night one night, an officer went to check the building following a 911 call.
I was yawning.
Okay, I was like, is she going to sneeze? I'll pause. So following a 911 call made from inside the theater. So when he got there, he did hear a female screaming, like as he was walking in the door. Him and his backup searched the whole building and didn't find anyone there. The freaking call came from inside the building.
The call's coming from inside the house.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so creepy.
So
And they
creepy.
never found anyone.
No one. And he heard someone screaming. Like,
That makes me like, okay, either it's a ghost or... Oh, that just makes me sad then, because what if it was somebody that needed help, but they...
yeah.
Like something bad happened to them before the police could help them.
I don't... But hearing someone screaming and then, like, immediately checking out the building, like, I feel like you would find
You'd think so.
if they were inside. I don't
Yep.
know.
All right, I'm convinced it was a ghost.
I don't know. Hopefully. We're going to hope no one was harmed in the making of this podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my goodness.
and then up on the second floor, there is a custodian there named Carl Wienig, and he says the kids, meaning college students, he calls them kids. They often try to prank people. I mean, they're college kids, and there's ghost talk. They're gonna like prank people.
I get that.
So he was always like, this place ain't haunted. Like, it's just those damn kids. Like, get off my lawn.
I mean, that's too many instances in too many different places,
Well,
I feel like.
he was proved wrong.
Well, the rumors have to start from somewhere too,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
Okay, tell me more.
So, one night, he was cleaning the main floor, and he kept hearing running around on the floor above him, which is where the Black Box Theater was, like, directly above. And then he just assumed it was these quote-unquote kids trying to pull some crap.
Dang kids!
And then he went to go yell at them, and when he got there, he found an empty room. He says, quote, "The door was shut, the lights were turned off. I know every part of that room, and no one was in there."
Oh, that's so creepy.
So he convinced
got
now.
School.
Yes, he did. And it's also interesting because up on the second floor, it said that if you're driving through the R1 parking lot, which is like right across in front of the building, and there's a row of windows up at the top floor, and it is said if you're in that parking lot and you drive by, you'll see a woman in the middle window.
Ooh. What is she doing? Just spooking it up?
I don't know. Flashing. Just kidding.
She's a really horny ghost.
She might be. She's a college student. Assuming. I have no idea. So yeah, pretty cool that if that's where the activity is coming from, and if people are seeing like a lady ghost in the window.
Yeah, it seems like that kind of proves that there must be something.
There's something going on up there. It is a little sad though, because they did build a new theater on campus. So most of the shows now take place in that newer theater. And I was like, oh, it's kind of sad for like the ghosts who are there.
I know, poor Fritz.
Yeah, because they like love the theater. Like, I don't know, maybe they miss the people being there, but then again, maybe they don't. Maybe since Fritz did run away from people, like maybe he does like his privacy. So
yeah.
Who knows?
Or maybe he's just relocated and he just haunts a new theater now.
Maybe. Who knows?
Right?
Can they go that far? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't hear any reports of the new theater, but...
It's a matter of time. Just give it time.
If anyone goes to Idaho State University and has any ghost stories about the new theater, let us know.
No.
Or if you have any ghost stories at all, just friggin' let us know.
Yeah.
All right, so the last building I have for you is like This is a super interesting one.
Oh my gosh, did you see that? I'm like getting all
She's getting ready.
resituated. I'm like,
Situate. Get your booty comfy.
oh, okay, hold on. I gotta pull my feet up on the couch because, as you know, your feet are safer on the couch than they are on the floor.
Someone's gonna grab you.
Yep, I don't want something crawling out from under the couch and attacking my tootsies. Okay,
Tootsies.
okay, you may continue.
So, are you ready for the history?
Oh, history? Oh,
History
okay.
lesson.
Yeah. Let's
History
do this.
lesson first, and then we'll jump into the creepy
Okay.
shit. So, this building is called Graveley Hall.
Oh, it even has a creepy
Right?
name. Gravely.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Ooh.
So
Are you sure it's not gravelly?
I
I'm
think
just
it's
kidding. I'm
Gravely.
teasing you.
Because the people, I saw one comment that they call it Grave Hall. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's really a
Yeah,
thing,
they would.
but-
Yeah.
So it was named after the first woman in the State Board of Education, Lottie M. Gravely. Pretty cool.
Ooh.
And then it is also one of the older buildings on campus. It was built in 1939 as a women's only dorm. It's no longer dorms anymore, and I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end.
Ooh, something spoopy happened.
Something cool is going on. Okay. So some of the things that happen here are windows unlock by themselves. By themselves, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Someone's doing
That's
it.
creepy.
Yeah. Doors open for people on their own. So I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of helpful.
Like a
and
really
sweet.
polite
Yeah.
ghost.
I
Very
feel
chivalrous.
yeah, we've had that happen. Like ghosts will open doors for people or like offer people
Yeah.
directions, like in the Pike Place. Like
Yeah.
it's cool.
That's the kind of ghosts that like I'm interested in associating
yeah,
with.
we want you guys around.
Yeah.
The nice ones.
That's cool. That's fine.
There's footsteps and thumping heard on the second floor. I'm not sure what kind of thumping is
Yeah.
going on, but
I don't know. When they start making a bunch of racket, I don't know about all that.
I mean, it was dorms, so who knows?
Yeah. Like, you should have heard us when we were live. We were really loud.
This article I read though said that this is the sad part. Okay, no more giggly, no more
no.
giggle butts. Okay,
Oh.
said that several people completed suicide in the building.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't find any exact information on. I mean, I googled like suicides in Graveley Hall, like or suicides in Idaho
Yeah.
State, but I didn't find anything. But it is. I read it in a couple different articles.
Do we have any sort of indication of how they completed suicide?
Maybe. So,
Ooh, she knows.
if you remember the custodian Weenig from before,
Yeah.
who had the experience in, what was it, Frasier Hall?
Yeah.
He had an experience here too, and it was with a creepy closet. I'm like, aren't all fucking closets
All
creepy?
closets are
Like,
creepy.
I know. So ever since I saw Haunting of Hill House, like, have you seen it?
No.
You've
I don't
never
watch.
seen
No,
Haunting of
I
Hill
come
House?
to you for all of my spoop.
It is so good. It's the scariest shit I've ever seen. So now I don't want to spoil it for you.
That's okay, because I'm never going to watch it. Because if it scares you, it will probably petrify me.
Yeah. So
I'll never sleep
ever since
again.
I've seen that, I've been scared of like seeing the bent neck lady in my closet.
No. Oh, God. A bird just jumped up in my peripheral on the fence, and... Okay, excuse me while I just take my heart rate and just bring it back down to a
Sure, it
normal
wasn't the bent
level.
neck lady. Isn't the fucking scariest thing you've ever heard? Like
Bent neck lady.
seeing it. That show is creepy. You guys, y'all need to watch it. It's so scary.
Don't watch it. You'll never sleep again. Cassie.
Yeah, so if I'm alone, I have to close my closet because I'm 31 years old, going on 5.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So anyway, closets are creepy. We've established this, but
Yep.
this closet is extra creepy. So he says that he gets a quote spooky feeling similar to the feeling you get when someone is very angry and stares at you.
No.
Yeah.
Please stop that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And he told his coworker about this, and she told him that someone had hung themselves in that
I knew
closet.
it. That's the thumping noise.
Oh.
Because you know when you kick the chair?
Oh my God. Oh God.
Or
Now
whatever it is that you're balancing on?
Now I'm extra thinking of the bent neck lady. Like, I did not even tie that together until just now.
Glad I could help you piece that together.
Okay, I'm scared. We might need to take a break.
Take a break? No, we gotta finish this up so that we can... Oh, you've got
pimples.
goosebumps.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
it's
moving
fine.
on.
Everything's fine.
Moving on, sort of. So, I was reading an article. Why do I keep freaking saying that? I was reading an article. Obviously, I didn't just come up with this shit. So anyway.
Cassie was born with all of this knowledge. It's important that you all understand and respect her breadth of experience and
I'll try to stop saying that because it's annoying me. So
it doesn't annoy me, but I'm loving listening to you just like drag yourself through the mud for saying something so simple.
Okay, so there was a pair of World War II vets that took a tour of the building. They were having a great time reminiscing about how they used to stay here and how much fun they had here. And when the tour got to the second floor where this, you know, all the creepy shit happens on the second floor, the thumping, the closet, everything.
Oh, no.
So when they got there, they got kind of uncomfortable and they wanted to leave. And they mentioned that some people had passed away there. So I don't know if it was the same...
Oof.
Same
I'm not even there right
person.
now when I want to leave.
Yeah. So they knew about these people that had passed and they were super uncomfortable with it. They didn't want to be up there anymore. So they had to leave. Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably not visit there.
Make people uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't find any further info on any suicides in the building.
I feel like they would probably keep some of that kind of quiet.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look great for your college to be known for a bunch of students committing suicide on the campus.
But if they're talking about it, I mean, these people stayed there and they knew about it. So
yeah. Well, they can't really do anything about the rumor spreading like amongst the people that were there on the campus.
Yeah. So it could be that they just heard the rumor, or it sounded to me, I got the feeling that they firsthand knew about the person who passed.
That's what I was thinking.
That's the feeling I got from it. But if you were like me, I was wondering why World War II vets had stayed there. Like maybe before.
Thank you.
I guess even after the war, they could have stayed there because I know the war started in 1939 and that's when the building was built. But I did a little diggy for you. Yeah. And I found out some cool things. So the Navy had been recruiting women for officer training around that time. And eventually the dorm housed naval cadets. I'm assuming women because it was a women's only dorm at that time.
Yeah.
So these vets could have been women. It didn't specify in the article.
Yeah.
But they could have been.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
A little piece of history with that.
A little bit later, though, the dorms were turned into men's dorms as well. I guess because they needed more.
Or?
Yeah, they needed more housing. So it was a little bit later. So the World War II vets could have been either or. I just thought that was kind of interesting that maybe they were women.
That's cool.
We don't know. Because that's the majority of, at that time, it was a women's dorm. So
yeah.
Now this is where my research got really interesting. I'm so excited for this, you guys.
Oh my god.
I dug deep for this one. Okay.
I'm so scared right now.
You're not going to be... So there's no more like super scary things, but it's very interesting. And this kind of too reminds me of the tarot cards.
Oh, okay. Yay.
The spying.
Now we get the tie-in on the tarot cards.
Yes. So we all know in the 50s that a lot of men didn't really have a lot of respect for women. Like a lot of their behavior would be considered appalling today when it was like perfectly acceptable back then. Yeah. So male students in this time, they used to do panty raids on the women's dorm.
Oh, I've heard of these. I mean, just to generalize, this is a pretty good example of like kind of a toxic masculinity. What happens with that?
It's some bullshit.
Why we gotta do that?
Yeah. And in case anyone doesn't know what a panty raid is, I'm going to read you the Wikipedia definition of a panty raid.
Oh, jeez.
So, here, you ready? A panty raid was an American 1950s college prank in which large groups of male students attempted to invade
Ew.
is the correct term here.
Yeah.
The living quarters of female students to steal their panties as trophies.
Ew.
Fucking gross.
That's just ew.
It's just gross. And if you want to like email me and like try to justify this panty raid fucking bullshit, like maybe just don't, because I'm gonna tell you that you're everything wrong with the world. So
yeah,
shut up.
And she'll be right. Yeah,
I have someone who agrees with me. Okay, that's all I need.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, men weren't even allowed in the women's dorm. So like, how did they get in there? Did someone just look the other way and fucking like give them a key or let them in?
Yeah, it was probably like campus security and the administration going, what are you gonna do? Boys will be boys.
Oh, they're gonna steal your panties. Everything's fine.
I like that. They're gonna steal your panties. Everything's fine. This is super not fine.
And it gets even less fine. So apparently this was not the only time something invasive like this happened to the female students.
No, I'm not gonna like this at all, am I?
It's annoying, and it makes me like just want to kick a man. So, I mean, okay, not all men. We know. Most of you
not
are,
all men.
Not all men. We get it, but some men. Okay. So male students would climb to the top of Red Hill, which is like it's a big hill on campus that has like a big eye on it.
Okay.
They would climb to the top, and it looks right down on Graveley Hall's roof. And frequently, female students would be up there sunbathing because, you know, it's their fucking building. They can do what they want.
And they're on the roof because they're, you know, that should afford them some privacy.
Be private. And they were frequently nude.
Gross.
So the men would climb up this hill to look at the freaking nude female students sunbathing.
Like, peeping.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's literally like cool, the equivalent to drilling a hole in the shower wall.
Yeah. Not super cool, guys. That's what we call problematic nowadays.
Yeah. So with all this shit going on, like, who knows if any of these degrading acts had any effect on these women's like psyche. Like,
yeah,
it could have been a reason that they completed suicide. We don't know.
Could have played a role in that.
It could have.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of the card, because you were talking about like spying and like
my goodness,
what were the other
it was
things?
Spying. Yeah. Let's look at the card. And now I kind of am curious. So, Page of Swords, the little book says authority, overseeing, secret service, vigilance, spying, examination, and the qualities thereto belonging. So, yeah, I feel like this could be like the instance of some of these suicides that were completed. This is just wild speculation on my part. But this could be a situation where you know, maybe there was more at play even than just something like the Panty Raid. That feels like a very, like, that's a violation, especially at that age.
It is. I kind of had that in my mind too, and it could just be because I just watched that documentary Roll Red Roll. If you guys haven't seen it, it's about a sexual assault case that happened in a high school, and it's
pretty egregious.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. Rough. So if you want to go and watch it, I highly suggest it. I think it's pretty important to go and watch it, but it's kind of rough.
It's rough material, so I mean, listener discretion is advised. But
for all of this, honestly, like
definitely, we're a tough crowd sometimes.
Yeah.
No, but when you started telling me about like the Panty Raid thing, I'm thinking
rape culture.
Yes, I'm thinking this is a situation where, you know, maybe they started with these Panty Raid type things, and it escalates to some sort of a physical sexual assault, and that is the type of thing that could definitely lead to someone completing suicide.
That's kind of what I was thinking, and that's like, I kind of tend to just go with the feeling in my gut, and like when I'm reading something, the first impression I get is kind of like what I go with, and that's the impression I got. Do you want to find the other definition? Because I'm having a hard time.
Yeah. So the Page of Swords in the extended interpretation in the other book is, so when the card's upright, it's curiosity, intelligence, perception, diplomacy, truth. So, I mean, just the fact that this is a college campus, to me, I think about curiosity, intelligence. It's a learning environment.
That's true.
And listen to this. Now it's going to make even more. This is wild.
Okay.
Having listened to the case, like now, taking on new studies or training, an apprenticeship or other hands-on learning situation.
Oh, yeah.
A person who is inquisitive, determined, logical, self-assertive, and or honest, as well as impulsive. That's a college student.
That's crazy.
Learning to be diplomatic when speaking the truth. A message that's difficult to hear. The need to accept difficult truths in order to move on. Vigilance and discretion with respect to potential gossip or people with contrary or insincere motives.
That is I'm getting chills right now. Ooh, wow.
Creepy.
Yeah, like
creepy.
What if there was a bunch of like gossip going on about this person? And
who knows? There's so many different ways you could interpret that.
It's crazy.
But in a situation where someone was motivated to complete suicide, you do think like some of the stuff that this mentions, it's unreal.
I like this tarot card thing. I think it's working out really good.
I love it. I know it'll be really interesting if we get one that is just like, we legitimately go like, nope, does not have a tie-in, doesn't make any sense, like no idea what this card's talking about.
I hope that doesn't happen.
We haven't had it happen so far, but
anyway, so this kind of made me think of the feeling that Weenig got when someone was angrily glaring at him from the closet.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me think like maybe because he's a man.
Spirit. Yes. Oh my gosh.
And she's like, get the fuck out of my space.
Yeah.
Like, you're the reason that's all
Not
this
another
is happening.
panty raid.
I know.
Yeah.
So that could be why, she's
She's
glaring at men.
Yeah, fucking patriarchy.
Yeah.
She's like, let's smash that shit.
And then I told you I was going to tell you what the building is now, and this is pretty cool. It kind of like puts a bright spot at the end of this super sad shit we're talking about.
Yeah.
So now the building is where the counseling center is and the counseling education classroom. So
I love that.
It's very cool because now the building is like a safe space to like talk about mental health.
Yes.
And
I feel like that totally ties in with the card.
It totally does.
Dude. Oh, chills. Chills.
So cool. This story came from a history website too. And I have the link for the website, but most of her info she got from a report that Becky Boyle wrote called Fast Times at Graveley Hall. And I freaking couldn't find this report anywhere. I Googled
We're
everything.
going to make it a mission. We're going to try to find it.
Yeah. If you could help me maybe, or if any of you out there could help me, this would be the coolest thing. Because I want to read her actual report of like, if there's anything else in there. Cause,
right. What information do we have that
like
can shed some light on kind of some of the things that have happened?
Yeah. That would be super cool. So I really want to find this original report.
Yeah.
Fast Times at Graveley Hall. I'm assuming she stayed there.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean,
that would be super cool. And that's Idaho State University.
Ooh,
I was not
spooky.
I was not expecting to get like a bunch of ghosts in a college. Like that's not something I expected.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
And especially like the college totally acknowledges it and
yeah. I don't know. Maybe on the East Coast people would be like used to that because the colleges are older and there's more history there, but like here on the West Coast everything's newer.
Yeah.
We just don't have the 300-400 years
even
of
in like
history as far as like our our culture goes, but
even like 1924 is like not that old.
Yeah. No, it's only like 100 years old. And like think about it, some of the institutions and colleges over there on the East Coast have been there for like literally hundreds of years already. So
All right.
Dang, America, you look good, but you getting old.
So, for all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yes, we would love to read them on the pod.
Yeah, we will read them out loud. Email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters, super duper easy peasy.
Also, if you would like to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, it is at PNW Haunts and Homicides, the same thing as the email. It's all spelled out, no special characters or anything.
Bitchin'.
Thanks for listening and have a creepy ass day. I think it's two.
Can we at least edit out my sneeze?
I'm gonna
Okay.
burp. Don't say anything yet.
Here we go.
I warned you.
Oh my god.